stunned when I saw this exchange last night. I mean, wow. First saying, yeah, I haven't gone to Europe, and now saying, I'm not finished. Does she know how to communicate? Apparently, she's been taking media training. I do not think it is working.
I don't see it working either yet, Kaylee. Frankly, in that moment, that Univision reporter demonstrated far more poise and strength and an unflappable quality than our vice president did. And to that end, that's why I'm embarrassed for her as her constituent, for her to literally lose her mind every time someone asks what she perceives as a tough question or dares to interject. I know that after that one debate, there were a ton of T-shirts made, I'm speaking, but it just rings, frankly, like she's a megalomaniac when she's doing that in these kinds of interviews. And to go back to our earlier conversation about how criticism is framed, let's just read a quote from Edward Isaac Dover, who writes that Harris's aides believe that the Republicans who have attacked her on immigration are doing so because they're A, having trouble landing punches on Biden, also because Harris is a black woman, and because they want to damage her ahead of an inevitable run for president. Biden sees these criticisms in a similar light. I guess it's just not possible that she is simply failing at something, and the criticism falls squarely within that. And yes, you would think after 18 years of holding an elected position, she would do better in tough interviews.
Yeah, Julian, it's interesting. So the vice president's staff has apparently told reporters that they're frustrated by the questioning, thinking that Lester Holt's question was grounded in, Republican criticisms when in fact it was a fair question. But beyond what they're telling reporters, it's interesting. There are White House officials who have gone on background saying that they are perplexed. They told CNN this at the vice president's inability to answer a question. We haven't seen a lot of leaking out of the Biden White House, but it's really fascinating to see this kind of leaking against the vice president.
It is. And Kaylee, I think the best thing anyone has said about this all week came from Dana a couple of days ago, Dana Perino. She said the big picture problem here is not a PR issue. It's not a communications issue. There's an underlying policy problem. And until the policy is refined and until the administration is unified around securing the border, which they appear to not be, messaging is going to remain tricky. It's going to remain awkward. People are going to have to go on defense because the underlying reality seems to be that the president and the vice president are not on the same page entirely on this issue. They don't agree on whether or not it's a big deal crisis, and they don't agree on how to address it. That's a policy challenge. So until you get at the root cause here, well, no pun intended, until you get at the root cause of the Biden administration's policy problem, you're not going to fix what we're seeing on TV, which is uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, Dana's exactly right. They have a policy problem, a substance problem, not a messaging one. Clay, even the media is noticing how bad this trip was. I have some headlines that I want to pop up on the screen. We don't often see criticism like this from the media, but here it is. CNN saying Kamala Harris's rocky first foreign trip. Politico saying former Harris aides foreign trip exposed her political weakness. And the Los Angeles Times saying Harris's visit to Guatemala and Mexico is a mix of diplomacy and controversy. Interesting to see the media finally taking notice.
Yeah, and look, maybe the most shocking thing about that clip we played of Kamala Harris on the second interview, Kaylee, and you would know this better than anybody, she should have been prepped to finally answer this question. Maybe she wasn't expecting it when Lester Holt caught her unaware and she made that ridiculous comment about not having been to Europe before. That was a failure she created herself. But when you have made that error, you should expect to get quizzed on it and have a perfect response at your ready. I think that's why you're seeing the administration officials leaking, because I'm sure they prepped her and then she failed again. And the big picture story here is they're trying to avoid going to the border because there isn't a good answer for why the border is falling apart. And if she goes there, all of the media that might have been willing to pretend this was not an issue, that it was not a crisis, will get on the airplane, they'll fly there with her, and they'll all have to write stories about what a mess the border is. So she can't communicate very well, and she's got a looming border crisis that she's in charge of. This feels like, to me, a mushroom cloud that is going to continue to grow and follow her, and I don't think it's about race at all. It's about incompetence, which she has demonstrated a great deal of over the past several days.
Yeah, you're right. I have no doubt that her aides prepped her, but they have a problem with their principal, who's been in the public light for quite some time, but still does not seem to be ready for prime time. Tomi, all of this comes at a time when the border's literally on fire. 180,000 encounters last month, 21-year high. 40,000 from individuals who are outside of Central America and Mexico. That's a fourfold increase since January. Wow, they've got a lot on their hands.
Yeah, well, when Kamala says she wants to, again, address the root causes, or she has to see the problem of why people are coming to our border, if you want to address the problem, it's sitting right in front of us. It's Vice President Kamala Harris and the Biden administration and the Democrat Party as a whole. We know why people are coming. The fact that Democrats still sit back like they're so shocked and dumbfounded that people are pouring across our border is actually amazing to me, that they could sit there and say that with a straight face. They said it over and over again. We're not going to turn people away. People are coming across the border with Biden shirts on. We know exactly what the root causes are. They are the root causes. But at the end of the day, instead of just asking when she is going to go to the border, which quite frankly, I would be surprised if it's anytime soon, they have to ask, why are you not going? Why are you not going today? What are you doing that is so much more important than our border, than the sovereignty of our nation, that you won't go, that you won't give us the time that you're going? But why is it that you are avoiding it? It doesn't just need to be when, it has to be why. Because then, as Clay mentioned, the Democrats are going to have to confront the ugly truth that they don't care that people are pouring across our border. They don't care that our country is being invaded. They don't care that we're having thousands of new people coming into this country in a time that we are just picking up the pieces from the pandemic. They don't care because it's not a crisis to them. It's an opportunity. But they can't say that to the American people. So for now, it's this dog and pony show. But the question needs to be asked, why, Kamala? Why won't you go?
She won't go because she's busy securing faceless cookies to hand out to the press corps.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.